Perceive these addresses primarily as law. In fact, if you asked Moses what he thought he was doing as he delivered these addresses, he would not have said he was making laws or legislating. He would have said he was teaching. Indeed, he often declares this, as in Deuteronomy 4:1. So now, O Israel, hear the ordinances and stipulations I am teaching you by putting them into practice, that you may live and enter and possess the land that the Lord, the God of your fathers, is giving you. Or Deuteronomy 6:1. This is the charge, the ordinances and stipulations that Yahweh your God has commanded me to teach you, so that you would put them into practice in the land that you are crossing over to possess. Moses' first speech contains no law at all. It consists entirely of a survey of the Lord's past actions on Israel's behalf, chapters 1 to 3, followed by a passionate sermonic appeal, chapter 4, and the first part of the second speech, 5:1 to 11:32, is pervasively sermonic, and even the so-called Deuteronomic Code has a pronounced homiletical and pastoral flavor. That's chapters 12 to 26:19. The third address and the fourth address returns to the sermonic style of the first speech and chapters 5 to 11 of the second speech. The remainder of the book, 31 to 34, consists largely of narrative, completing the biography of Moses with an account of his death and embedding two long poems attributed to him. The Song of Moses, not actually that. This is Israel's national anthem, chapter 32, and Moses' blessing of the tribes, chapter 33. We conclude, therefore, that both the book of Deuteronomy and the word Torah involve instruction that is greater than and generically different from law, legislation. Until modern readers grasp this fact, Deuteronomy will remain a lifeless and irrelevant document. But let's talk a little bit about the message of the book. In Moses' addresses on the plains of Moab, he orients the Israelites to the life that awaits them in the promised land. For 40 years, Moses has served as the Lord's specially commissioned representative to his chosen people, standing before Pharaoh and challenging him to let the people leave Egypt, performing spectacular signs and wonders for all to see, guiding the people through the Red Sea and then the hostile desert, providing food and water for their hungry bellies, serving as the covenant mediator and conduit of communication between deity and people, and interceding on their behalf when the Lord threatened to punish them, and encouraging them in the face of hostile foes. All that's behind us. Now, knowing that his death is near, Moses, the 120-year-old pastor, 34 verse 7, gathers his congregation around him for a final sermon series, a closing hymn, chapter 32, and his final benediction, chapter 33. The book of Deuteronomy represents a written record of Moses' last words, which were delivered in the context of covenant renewals rituals with the generation of Israelites that had grown up in the desert. In some respects, Deuteronomy is to the First Testament what the Gospel of John is to the New. Having had several decades